2, 1.
Good morning. Welcome to KSAT News Now, our bite-sized streaming newscast, and of course a daily podcast.
Yeah, make sure to hit us with that like, rate, and subscribe as we come to you from the KSAT 12 newsroom on a pretty busy Tuesday so far.
Okay, but I
so
want to
getting back in the swing of things a little bit.
Yes, I want to take it back to Sunday.
Let's not.
Look, both of us were off yesterday, and RJ is back in town.
Yep.
After what I say, going to a funeral in Minnesota, and that was for the Vikings game where the Cowboys took home the win.
Yeah, you know, it's been very interesting. I've been actually getting a lot of condolences from people, like if it really was a funeral. A very tough game to go through. Yes, well, 40-3. 40-3.
Yeah.
But yes, a difficult game to watch, but I still had a great time. Went with a childhood friend, so we got to hang out. Spend some time together. He's a big Cowboys fan, so it was a good day for him, for sure. Yeah.
For all the Cowboys fans.
Yeah, for Cowboys Nation. Look, I don't hate on the Cowboys. I want the Cowboys to do well, but yeah, that was still pretty rough.
Well,
I'm still licking my wounds from that one.
I mean, probably for some time now.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we are talking sports. There is an update. We'll be hearing from a student athlete. Today we're hearing from the East Central athlete at the center of that racial attack at a basketball tournament, not too far from home.
Yeah, definitely not. Plus, of course, Thanksgiving week. Cannot believe that it is days away, but while tomorrow is usually one of the biggest travel days of the year, we'll tell you why that might not be the case anymore.
Yeah, you need to be more patient this time around. But first, loved ones and friends are remembering the victims of the Colorado Springs nightclub shooting.
That's right. Police identified the 5 people killed as Raymond Green Vance, Kelly Loving, Daniel Aston, Derek Rump, and Ashley Paw.
And 17 other people were injured during the attack on the beloved LGBTQ nightclub.
Yeah, that's right. And we are also hearing for the first time from the Army veteran who actually jumped into action to help take down that gunman.
That's Rich Fierro, an Army veteran. He was there with his friends and family. He ducked when the shooting started, and then his instincts kicked in.
I started yelling, "Hey, get his AR," and I was going for the pistol. So the guy the young man, Thomas, pulled the AR, pushed the AR away. We were both trying to keep all the weapons away from him. The guy was reaching for weapons and whatever he could reach for. He was still fighting. And then I just started hitting him to make him stop fighting. I'm not letting you get back up. And Thomas, I told him, "Hey man, kick this guy, kick this guy." And it's not natural for people to do that to people. You know, that kid's got to live with that for the rest of his life. He was kicking somebody in the top of his head. That's not, but we had to do it, right? I was done doing this stuff. It was too much. And I'm, you know, it came in handy. And I got to protect my kid. I lost my kid's boyfriend. I tried for everybody in there. I still feel bad that there's 5 people. There's 5 people that didn't come home. And this guy, I told him while I was hitting him, I said, "I'm going to kill you, man, because you tried to kill my friends." My family was in there.
He was there to support one of his friends, and I mean, he does a lot. He was able to save many lives, but you heard them. They're very emotional, and the suspect faces murder and hate crime charges. But the thing is, he hasn't, had his first appearance in court just yet. He's still in the hospital with injuries.
Yeah, and there's some word about a previous incident also that he had, which I believe was a bomb threat, right?
To his mom.
That his mom, yeah, and then that actually those records had been sealed. So there's a lot of questions about how he was able to obtain a firearm in this place. But going back to Mr. Fierro there, I think, you know, he said there that his instincts kicked in. I'm sure the adrenaline was going on. His wife posted that he was covered in blood, that he was bruised and, you know, in his knees and ankle, but that through these actions he obviously saved, I mean, tons of lives there. So it's very unfortunate for those victims, but Mr. Fierro obviously stepping up and helping out those other people there.
Right, so in other news, days after being racially harassed during a basketball game at Marble Falls High School, East Central girls basketball star Asia Prudhomme said she still can't believe what even happened.
Yeah, this has become a pretty big story here locally. So she spoke to us for the first time since that incident happened. This was on Friday. She was shooting a free throw when at least one person in the crowd could be heard basically making the sound or mimicking a monkey sound.
Again, disgusting that people are willing to do this, especially to a young person, but here's what she had to say, and her head coach, Vanessa Villarreal, had to say as well.
Really paying attention because I was always taught to like ignore the stands, focus on the free throw. But after I saw the video, it really hit me in a soft spot, and I was very shocked.
This happens a lot. I'm very active on social media with what we promote for our program. Very active with what we speak about with our girls. So we always speak about right and wrong, and seeing the stuff on social media with the canyon situations. I followed it a lot. And so for it to happen here, it definitely hit. And I'm just so grateful for our parent who did hear it in the moment, and she didn't want to interrupt me during the game. And so she took it upon herself to go speak up and approach someone in the moment. And I'm just so grateful for her.
Which can also be kind of scary, confronting someone who's clearly doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Asia said she's grateful for the love and support she's getting from not just her coaches, but her teammates and, of course, the fans.
And East Central officials, their superintendent, their administration said that they have had several conversations with Marble Falls about this, and they tell them that they're going to be taking appropriate actions as they continue to investigate this. And we actually do have a statement from the Marble Falls High School principal on KSAT.com. So he said he was saddened about these behaviors, and again, they're going to look into this as well. And this was something that we saw a few weeks ago, right, at a volleyball match?
And that's the sad part. We see this constantly, and I mean, you even heard the coach right there, where am I, right here, that this happens quite often, that they have to deal with this. And thankfully that parent stepping in, speaking out. But again, sometimes that can go wrong. Thankfully that wasn't the case here, but hopefully, you know, when you hear action will be taken, you always wonder exactly what that will look like.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, just again, as you mentioned, there just vile stuff going on there, and especially a child like that, a high school senior should not be subject to that sort of treatment there.
Yeah, in that interview, she actually said, you know, I'm just a kid, like I'm still a kid. So again, thankfully that she's doing well, and she's handling it well.
She also said that in this interview that basketball is her life. So, and on a little bit more of a positive note, she plans to attend college, play basketball, and that she actually wants to be a coach in the future. So, yeah, she's got a bright future ahead for sure.
Absolutely. All right. So Thanksgiving week, the countdown is on. With people learning to live with the threat of COVID, you'll likely experience more traffic on the highways and more traffic at the airports. Experts say people started their holiday trips earlier, and that's thanks to working remotely. So working from home.
Interesting. And even though there are fewer flights than this time, in 2019, travel researcher Cirium reports that airlines are using larger planes to meet that demand, which has already actually started. I have a story about this. The Transportation Security Administration screened nearly 2.33 million travelers on Sunday, and I saw it at the airport as I was leaving to that game in Minneapolis.
On Sunday?
I left early Sunday morning. Yeah, early Sunday morning at 5:30 in the morning, thinking to myself, okay, I'm good. No one's going to be at the airport. That was the complete opposite. Really? It was the busiest I've ever seen it. Like the line to get screened to go through TSA, that was all the way to like the Southwest check-in point.
Goodness.
And the Southwest line was all the way to the screening point. It was so busy. I had to bail on checking in my bag, and I just basically took a carry-on. That was it.
Yeah, which is, I am queen of showing up last minute, especially to airports.
Yeah.
But so if you plan to head out of town today, know that the Federal Aviation Administration expects today to be the busiest travel day with roughly 48,000 scheduled flights. That's a shift from previous years. Historically, the busiest travel days during Thanksgiving week are usually Tuesday, Wednesday, and of course the Sunday after the holiday.
And the Sunday after Thanksgiving in 2019 was actually the busiest day in TSA's history. Nearly 2.9 million people were screened at the airport checkpoints. TSA experts say that they're preparing to be just as busy this week and setting that record there. Wow.
But on the roads, for those taking a road trip to see family, more people will be driving, especially since gas prices are dropping, at least here in Texas, and they could drop lower ahead of Thanksgiving Day. Currently, AAA reports that the average gas price here in Texas is $2.97.
Wow. Not bad,
no, that's
considering
great.
what we saw over the
summer. $4, up to $4.
Yeah.
So it's a good.
The man with the plan is here with us.
And this
now.
might surprise you. in a total dad move, I get to the airport like 3 hours early. We do a lot of preparations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have two. I mean, you have two young girls. I'm sure that just traveling with the family is always adding.
Set time.
But you're just keeping them on time there.
Not late.
Justin, the weather's been so great. I saw that you went to the ice rink.
I did. I went there last night with the family. It was cold, but it kind of puts you in the spirit. All the buildings were lit up. It was nice.
Bundled up. Did you get on the ice rink?
No, I didn't. Yeah, I look like a giraffe.
Oh my God.
Well, I fell on Friday. Okay,
Oh yeah, you heard it.
You could have gotten on.
That's true.
Have you recovered from that?
No, it was just a bad weekend all the way around. I lost my fantasy football game. I was just.
His ego is bruised. He got bruised.
Yeah, got bruised there. My bikes took a tumble there.
It's okay.
A lot going on.
Took a tumble just like you. It was bad.
Wow, let's keep it going
so
here.
Good.
We're going to keep with the Thanksgiving theme, guys.
Yes.
And this isn't really weather related, but it is science related. If you have a 16-pound frozen turkey, how many days should you take to safely thaw the bird per the USDA? Is it A, 2 days, B, 3 days, C, 4 days, or D, 5 days?
Wow. Where did you get this question from? Because I've never even thought about how long it would take.
You don't cook?
I actually don't make the turkey. I will fully admit that.
Yeah.
So, let's see.
Do you cook?
I do, but I don't cook turkey.
I don't cook at all. I'm going to go with A, 2 days.
Okay.
I mean, it can't be more than 2 days, right? I mean, that just seems like unhealthy. You know what? B, 3 days.
Okay, it's C, 4 days.
Oh my
4 days?
God.
Here's why.
What?
When you say thaw, you put it in the refrigerator. It's not you just set it out from frozen. But the USDA says you should. And, oh man, my frozen turkey's covering up. But
Shake your tail
it's
feather.
like each 4 to 5 pounds of weight you should do 1 day.
Oh,
so if
okay.
you got 16 pounds, that's about 4 days.
All right. Very interesting. Yeah, I like your guy there.
He's cold.
He's so cold that he can't move out
Can
of
you
the way.
blame him? Yeah, and here's a quick check of the radar, guys. We still have a few showers coming through San Antonio, not much. It looks like the radar is getting a little bit lighter. We've had a busy stretch here as far as rain is concerned. I think by the afternoon it's probably just cloudy. Tomorrow's kind of cloudy, but then what does Thanksgiving look like? And we're getting some more clarity here with that forecast. Today we'll call for about a 30% chance of rain through about 2 o'clock, and then we'll drop it to a 20% chance. Temperatures will be a little bit warmer today, in the 50s for highs versus 40s like the last couple of days, and then down to 51 at 10 o'clock, 51 at 11 p.m. And in fact, temperatures hold pretty steady overnight. This is the Pacific Northwest. This is our next system starting to gather strength up here. Dives down across the Rockies. We get some moisture out ahead of it in the sense that we get some clouds, maybe a couple showers tomorrow. And then Thursday is when we start to see a little more action. Scattered showers, maybe a storm on Thursday, 40% chance, mostly cloudy. And the clearing line for seeing some sun may move towards San Antonio by late Thursday, but most of town is going to be within the clouds. It's as you go out west, you may see some sun Thursday afternoon. But around 5 o'clock, still showing a few showers and maybe a couple thunderstorms. Then as the main piece of energy works through on Friday, we're still going to keep some rain chances in, despite the fact the front has come through. We'll still keep some rain chances in Friday morning. And then finally we get some clearing by Friday afternoon. Friday's going to be sort of a windy, chilly day though, with this storm system around. And then as we get into the weekend, this is the forecast you're going to love, because Saturday we've got 67 and sunny. Sunday is probably the best day of all. Sunny, 72, light winds, cool morning, beautiful afternoon. So we've got to get to the next 4 days. And yes, Thanksgiving could be a little bit active before we finally clear out this weekend, guys.
All right. And Justin, beard looking good, man.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Final stretch around here. Justin,
Yes.
where was Justin? We were doing this right
Number
before.
5, $1,000, $1,106.
I think Max just passed me up again. Yeah.
Man, look
It's
at
okay.
that.
I love that we're raising, this much money has been incredible, and I have to say thank you to everyone who's donated. We truly, truly appreciate it, and I love that. We're getting closer to our goal of helping cancer research and hopefully doing a lot to help prevent cancer.
Hanging in there.
Max
How did you get?
Max, literally, as you just spoke, I think he got a $200 donation. So now he's number 2 with $1,325.
Wow.
Whoa.
Go Max.
How'd you
Right,
get the
Max.
third? How'd you get to
Literally,
the?
he was just at $1,125.
How'd you get the 06 in there? Like, what happened? Did someone just donate $6 on a whim?
Or a
I don't know.
dollar.
Hey, listen.
Or a dollar.
Hey,
Anyone?
whatever, it was little or as much as you want to donate, it's appreciated.
Wow. Okay. Good stuff.
Thank you, Justin.
Hey, you know what? Hanging in there, 7th place. Please donate to my page.
Oh, he's not even on the 1,000 mark. He's at 755.
Yeah, 7th place.
Let's help out
Hanging in
RJ.
there. All right, yeah. You know, holding it down in the middle. Gotta keep the middle strong. Okay, hey, this is really cool right now as I'm kind of watching a highlight from the Mexico matches. We're talking sports a little bit here. So the women's Final Four is coming back to the Alamo City.
Yeah, the NCAA picked San Antonio again as the host site for the event, and that's going to be, sounds far away, but it'll be here soon enough, 2029.
Yeah, it does sound far away. It always kind of interests me how they like plan out this far in advance, but this will be the 4th time that we host the women's Final Four right here in San Antonio. The last time was in 2021 when players and teams had to play under COVID restrictions. So remember, there were like limited fans, but they were all kind of like in a bubble situation, but everything turned out great there.
And San Antonio is also hosting a men's Final Four. That'll be sooner, that's 2025, and the Alamo Dome is getting some significant upgrades in the next 2 years.
Yes, so very excited about that. They're getting more suites there. They're going to kind of revamp some of the concourse levels and do some more things with the concessions. So it's going to be a good time there at the Dome. And the Dome just sticking around here. They're going to have a lot of fun things coming up.
Yeah, so I want to connect the dots here. We're talking about the Alamo Dome. I was there Saturday for the big concert of the iconic band, Grupo Firme. It was absolutely amazing.
Nice.
It was a sold-out show, 35,000 people there on Saturday. Traffic wasn't as bad as it was expected to be, because you'll remember back in early November, Elton John was in town, and then you had Muertos Fest with us downtown.
That's
so it was just like a lot of traffic. That wasn't the case. And then last night, you saw Grupo Firme again on an international stage this time, and that was for the Monday Night Football halftime performance over in Mexico City. So just a good weekend.
Yeah, so it's pretty interesting. They were just here over the weekend and down there for that big Monday Night Football game. Speaking of Mexico right now, the score is still tied 0-0. They are now in the 60th minute, but Memo Ochoa, Mexico's goalie, just made a huge save during a penalty kick. So Poland had the chance here to go up 1-0. Robert Lewandowski is one of the best players in the world, but Memo Ochoa, Guillermo Ochoa there with a big-time stop play.
Doing it big. Mexico, that's obviously
big time stuff there. Yeah, that match still tied 0-0. Go USA also, by the way. USA.
Yes, they did well yesterday.
Yeah,
all right, well, thanks for tuning in to Tuesday's edition of KSAT News Now. We'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m.
Bye, y'all.